Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how to restore rusty old hinges that may be looking like this, and put a hinge rebuild kit in them and take these things all apart, and I'll show you how I put them back together and adjust them a little bit. So if you haven't already done so, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and like the channel. It definitely helps me keep this thing going. So without further ado, we're gonna get right into it. First thing that you wanna do, in my opinion, is sandblast them. You don't need to take them apart just yet. The first thing I would do is sandblast them. If they're looking real rusty on the hinge area, what I would do, or if they've been butchered a little bit, again, I would sandblast them first, and then I would get you some penetrating oil and put these in a container and just set the hinge down in the penetrating oil and just let it sit for like a week, if you think it's going to be up air, because a lot of people have a hard time with the hinges. But from what I found, if you sandblast them first, it kind of prevents a lot of those issues. Another quick little tip is if somebody's gnarled up the end of the pin that you're going to have to hit through, just cut it off flush with the hinge itself, and then you can try to beat it through. You can use a press. You can also use like an air hammer, which I have, but I would try not to, because these hinges kind of routinely crack in this area. So I would try to use hand tools, and when you're removing the pin, put it in your vise and get a good grip on it that way. So those are just some tips, and we're gonna get right into it. So here's an example I wanted to show real quick. On initial inspection, right, this hinge seems to be operating pretty good. It doesn't have too much slop in it, but if you look, I'm not sure if you can tell this, but right there on the top, on that top section right there, you can see my hand between the cracks. You can actually see around the pin. What that means is this old original plastic bushing, the cap has broken off and fallen out, and the drum of the bushing is down inside this hinge, and it's not serving the purpose it needs to be. So that's why it's so important that when you are putting in the kind of effort a lot of us are, that you replace these. It's really the more important part is the bushings, because these were just plastic. So you don't want to go putting in all this effort on a new paint job and all this metal work and that sort of thing with hinges that are going to fail. So, you know, most of these trucks are, even if you're not a 67 to 72, most of these hinges are getting up there in age. So you just want to go ahead and replace these when you're in there. I just take this is a little regular hammer, and it pops right out of there. So that's simple. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble all that. It's pretty straightforward. There's another little pin. Let me show you that one. It's a little pin right here that captures this arm. So we're gonna pop that out through the top one. So you can see even that little one came right out. And yep, just as I thought. These still have those plastic bushings and they're fairly worn out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all these broken down, and then it's just a matter of painting them and putting them back together. There are these little capture plate pads. When you pull that arm out, they kind of fall right out. And they have some sort of material on them. I'm gonna make sure I don't blast those, because I am gonna stick these in the cabinet one more time and just clean up the faces that I couldn't get to. But yeah, other than that, it's just a matter of popping these old bushings out and cleaning up the edges a little bit to get those sharp edges off. And I'll put them in some etch primer and we'll be good to go. One quick point to note, I did save this little pin. I'm sure I could get another one, but I'm gonna see how it fits back in there. And then those are the little friction tabs. So I'm etch priming all the bits and pieces. I just gotta get them flipped over and put 2 more coats on the other side. Here's my old hinges and the old plastic bushings. So yeah, I'm gonna finish etch priming these up, and then we'll get the new pins and bushings in. All right, so I've gotten all my pieces in etch primer. The new bushings look like they're made out of brass material instead of plastic. So they go in the center pieces, and I've sandblasted in there real good. Now I'm just gonna try to gently get these bushings into these center pins. I was trying to do this so I didn't clamp it. All right, that went pretty. So yeah, like I said, I'm using a block and not putting this in the vise because I don't want to have to repaint. And that etching primer has gotten stupid expensive like everything else. So there's the bushings in, and I think the real key to all of this is sandblasting them. You know, if I hadn't cleaned that inside tube out real good, those bushings would not have gone in there that easily. So one thing I also did is I sanded the face on the hinge smooth, because the casting marks left a few uneven surfaces. So I think that's going to help this a lot. All right, so now we're just gonna stick these 2 together and put the pin in, and trying to make, when you're doing this, make sure you took before pictures so you can remember how they all go back together. The end of the pin does have a gnarled face on it, which kind of holds it in place. So now I just need to hammer this in place so it'll stay in there tight. Now I do have a press, but again, I'm trying to avoid putting it in the press because I don't want to have to repaint surfaces. So see, now it's flush and it opens and closes real smooth, which before they were not doing that. These little friction pads, they just fit in the slot and drop down. So that's how those fit. And then we're gonna slide this detent arm back in and put our pin back in there. They look all right to reuse. You know, if yours are in bad condition, you might just want to replace them. But one thing I'm gonna check to make sure is that it's got a good good tension in there, like it goes in and it wants to stay in. But yeah, they look like they'll be all right. And we can, if there's not enough friction on that door stop, we can stick a screwdriver in there and actually widen it out a little bit. Spread those two arms apart, and that will increase the friction on the pads. The only thing left we need to do is trim some of the pin off. I'm gonna probably leave about 1/8 of an inch on there. See that? Just doing that made that last piece tension up a lot better. So you can kind of adjust it like that. I wouldn't go too tight just because there's going to be a couple more coats of paint on this. So that's just a little tip. So the last thing I'm going to do on this is just round that edge off a little bit. All right, so on the next three, I am going to measure and round off the end before installing them, just to make it a little bit easier for the sake of the video. So hopefully that'll help you guys do this a little quicker. So this arm was extremely hard to bring the hinge all the way over and lock between the friction plates. So I'm just ever so slightly closing that gap with my vise, and that will ensure it's smooth operation. So that's how you can adjust it both for if it's too loose and if it's too tight. Also, I just wanted to mention too that I reused both roll pins and they work just fine, because you can tell if it, as long as it goes in and it's grabbing good, and it doesn't just drop in there, or you know, it goes in there with a good amount of tension, I guess you could say, it's still good to use because it doesn't carry weight. It just holds that arm in place. So yeah, that's how I rebuilt my hinges. Hopefully this helps. Once again, if you haven't subscribed, please do that, and please share the channel. It is much appreciated. We will see you next time.